Now let's play it in the track. For the second chord E, put your middle finger on the second fret of the A string. Now we learn 3 chords. A, E. Hi everybody, it's Robert Lenton. This is part 2 of my video series on how to play acoustic guitar for total beginners. In the first lesson we learned the basics on how to tune the guitar, playing your first 2 chords and reading chord charts. In the end we learned to play the first song with 2 chords. Now in the second part we want to improve our skills further. In this video I want to show you how to play another chord so that you can play in total 3 chords. And I will show you how to play a basic melody and how to read tabs. If you take the time and watch till the end of the video, I will show you how to play a song with 3 chords. So let's begin. Before we start playing our chords and melody, we must tune the guitar. Let's start with the string names. The guitar has 6 strings from lowest to highest. Let's start at the bottom with the string which is closest to you. This is a low E string, followed by A, D, G, B, and again E. Maybe you can hear that the guitar sounds a little bit out of tune, so let's tune the guitar. Here I have my clip-on tuner on the headstock of the guitar. Let's begin with the lowest string E. I have to tune up a little bit. Now the string is in tune. Next the A string. Here I also need to tune up. D. D is almost perfect, just a little bit. G also. Here we must tune a little bit up. A little bit up. Now we have tuned the guitar and can start playing. Let's start by learning chords. In the first video we already learned how to play the A and E chord. Let's repeat it real quick. The A chord is played with 3 fingers. Your index finger, which is labeled with 1, goes on the second fret of the D string. Your middle finger, which is labeled with 2, goes also on the second fret of the G string. And your ring finger, which is labeled with 3, goes on the B string, also second fret. So we have. And don't forget the low A and high E string, which are played opened. All together. For the second chord E, put your middle finger on the second fret of the A string. Your ring finger on the second fret of the D string. And your index finger on the first fret of the G string. So together we have. The rest of the strings are played opened. The low E string, the B string and the E string. Let's learn one more chord, D. To play the D chord we start with our index finger on the second fret of the G string. Next your ring finger on the third fret of the B string. And last your middle finger, second fret E string. And don't forget to play the open D string. Now we learn 3 chords. A, E, and D. If you know how to fret the 3 chords, you slowly have to practice changing between them. which can be hard in the beginning, so take your time. For example, we can change from A to D, back to A, or maybe from A to E, take your time and practice the changes. If you want a more in-depth lesson of how to change between chords, check out my first video. Let's talk about strumming real quick. Strumming is the motion you make with your right hand to let the strings ring out. In the beginning you can start with your index and your thumb, push them together and strum down the strings. You can also use a plaque, which you put between your thumb and your index finger to get a different sound. In the beginning, just drum down on every chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play a song. Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. The song uses the three chords we just learned: A, D, and E. With the song, we will explore different strumming patterns to make it more interesting. Let's begin. The song starts with A. D. A. A. Now E. Back to A. D. A. E. D. A. Now let's try a different strumming pattern. D. After strumming down, don't let the string ring out, but strum up immediately. And then mute the strings with your hand slowly. Get it up to speed. We have now learned to play the chords of the song and two different strumming patterns. let's continue with playing a basic melody. First, you must understand how to read tabs. In the picture you can see 6 lines representing the strings of the guitar. The highest line is the highest string, E, all the way up to the lowest line, which is the lowest string. On the lines you can see there are numbers written, which just represents the frets where the note is played. The first number you see is the 2. The 2 is written on the second string, so you put your finger on the second string and fret the note with your thumb. After that you see a 0, which means the string is played opened. You lift your finger, let the string ring. So far we have, followed by a 2 on the string above. Now the next part, 2 on the G string, 2 on the B, the E open, and again 2 on the B. So far we have this is the first part of the melody. Now let's go on. 2 on the G string, 2 on the high E string. This part is repeated 5 times. Two more. Then change from the 2 to the 3 and to the 2 again together. And now 0 open string. That's the melody. The second part together again. Let's play the whole melody. If you practice a little bit and get it up to speed, you can play the melody with the song. You can also use the pleck if it's easier for you, but in the beginning it's easier to play with the thumb. I prefer to play with the pleck. Now let's play it in the track. If you practice a little bit, you can play along the original recording, play the chords or the melody. So let's recap what we just learned in this video. We played 3 chords, A, D and E. We learned basic strumming patterns. And the second one, we learned to change between the chords. Also we learned how to read tabs and play a basic melody. You just got down the basics of playing guitar. Continue learning a little bit each day and you will get better fast. If you like this lesson, you can also watch my first video which I will link you here to the right, which goes in depth about how to read chords and how to tune your guitar, and also how to change between chords. This is Robert Lenton. See you next time. Bye.